Assalamu alaikum, this is Maria Zulfikar welcoming you all to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. National Consensus Commission to submit final report to interim government soon, says Commission Vice Chairman. NCC will submit more proposal if political parties disagree on July Charter. Investigation against Army League to begin soon for crimes against humanity, says Chief Prosecutor. Dengue patients on rise in Chattogram. Patients with fevers advised to consult doctors without negligence. Israel kills 70 Palestinians despite US President Trump's call to stop bombardment. And Afghanistan scored 39 runs, losing 3 wickets in 6 overs against Bangladesh in third and final T20 international in Sharjah. Viewers, those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. The National Consensus Commission is going to submit its final report to the interim government soon. Commission Vice Chairman Professor Ali Riaz told a meeting of the Commission today at the State Guest House, Jamuna, with Commission Chairman and Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus in the chair. The hour-long meeting discussed the contents of the July Charter, its implementation process and the opinions of political parties regarding these issues. The meeting was also informed about the Consensus Commission's stance in this regard. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus expressed satisfaction over the progress of the Commission's work. Commission Vice Chairman Professor Ali Riaz said the Consensus Commission had received extensive cooperation from all political parties. He said the media had extended unprecedented support to the Commission. Professor Muhammad Yunus thanked and extended his best wishes to all members of the Commission. He instructed them to inform him about the final progress of the Commission's work within the quickest possible time. Commission members Justice Muhammad Imdadul Haq, Dr. Iftikharuzzaman, Dr. Badiul Alam Mojumdar and Dr. Muhammad Ayub Mia and Chief Advisors Special Assistant Monir Haider were present at the meeting. Besides Energy, Power and Mineral Resources Advisor Muhammad Fawzul Kabir Khan, Law Advisor Professor Dr. Asif Nazrul and Housing and Public Works Advisor Adilur Rahman Khan were also present. The National Consensus Commission will present multiple recommendations to the interim government regarding its execution if political parties fail to reach a consensus on the method of implementing the July National Charter. At the beginning of a discussion with political parties at the Foreign Service Academy in the capital today, the Commission's Vice President Professor Dr. Ali Riaz made this statement. Dr. Ali Riaz said if political parties can find common ground, the implementation of the Charter will become easier and faster. Commission members Dr. Badiul Alam Mojumdar, Justice Imdadul Haq, Dr. Iftikharuzzaman, Dr. Muhammad Ayub Mia and the Chief Advisors Special Assistant Monir Haider are taking part in the discussion. Representatives from 30 political parties including BNP, Jamaate Islami, NCP, Gano Adhikar Porishod, Nagorik Oikko, Gonosonghoti Andolon, Communist Party of Bangladesh, Revolutionary Workers' Party and AB Party are attending the meeting. Testimonies underway for the ninth consecutive day against 8 people, including former DMP Commissioner Habibur Rahman, in the Crimes Against Humanity case over the killing of 6 people during the July mass uprising. The proceedings began in the morning before the International Crimes Tribunal 1, led by Chairman Justice Muhammad Ghulam Mortuza Muzumdar. The 2 other members of the tribunal are Justice Shafiul Alam Mahmood and Justice Mohitul Haq Inam Chaudhary. Over the past 8 days, the tribunal has recorded depositions from 17 witnesses in the case. Meanwhile, in connection with the July uprising and the 6 killings in Kushtia, the prosecution today filed formal charges in 3 separate cases against Awami League leader Mahbubul Alam Hanif and 3 others. Following the hearing, International Crimes Tribunal 2 set tomorrow to decide whether to accept the formal charges. The other accused in the case are Awami League leaders Shadaruddin Khan, Asghar Ali and Ataur Rahman Atta. Later, Chief Prosecutor Tajul Islam briefed reporters. He said an investigation will soon begin against the Awami League as a political party for alleged crimes against humanity. Meanwhile, in another case filed over the killing of 3 people in Shirajganj during the July uprising, International Crimes Tribunal 1 ordered the imprisonment of former lawmaker Dr. Jannat Ara Henry, Shamim Talukdar Labu and Muhammad Abu Musa after showing them arrested in the case. Earlier in the morning, a total of 17 accused, including 4 from the Chankarpul murder case, were produced before the tribunal. Advisor to the Ministry of Home Affairs, Lieutenant General retired Mohammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhary said the conspiracy to disrupt communal harmony by placing a beard on the face of the demon idol in a Durga Puja mandap was backed by the collaborators of fascist elements. He made these remarks while speaking to journalists after a meeting of the core committee at the Secretariat today. The Home Affairs advisor alleged that the fascist forces and a neighboring country had attempted to destabilize Bangladesh using the incidents centering Durga Puja and Khadrachori. He said despite their reports, the puja was celebrated peacefully and all conspiracies were foiled. Jahangir Alam added that investigations are underway into both the allegation of rape aimed at creating unrest in the Chattogram hill tracts and the act of placing a beard on the demon idol during Durga Puja. The number of dengue patients is increasing day by day in Chattogram. This number is increasing especially due to the delayed monsoon. Doctors say dengue will last longer this year than last year. Therefore, they have urged people to consult doctors without neglecting it if anybody has fever. In September this year, there are many more patients than in September last year. In September last year, there were 907 dengue patients. This year, the number was 935. In August 2024, there were 202 patients, while the number was 705 in August this year. As of today, 47 dengue patients are admitted to the 50-bed acute medicine unit of Chattogram Medical College Hospital. Whatever the number of dengue patients, the physical risk of the patient is much higher this year. Doctors blame the delay in seeking treatment and changes in the genetic characteristics of the Aedes mosquito for this reason. Alongside, there are also various differences in the symptoms of dengue patients. As of October 4, 118 people have been infected with dengue in Chattogram and 1 has died in September this year. 3 more dengue patients died than in September last year. Now, international news. Israeli attacks across the besieged Gaza Strip have killed at least 70 Palestinians despite calls from United States President Donald Trump for Israel to stop its bombardment after Hamas said it had accepted some elements of Trump's 20-point plan to end Israel's war. At least 45 of the victims killed in bombardments and airstrikes on Saturday were in the famine struck Gaza City, where the Israeli army has been pressing an offensive in recent weeks, forcing some 1 million residents to flee to the overcrowded south. On Saturday, Trump urged Hamas to move quickly to release captives and finalize negotiations over his plan to end the war, or else all bets will be off. On his Truth social platform, he wrote, "When Hamas confirms the ceasefire will be immediately effective, the hostages and prisoner exchange will begin, and we will create the conditions for the next phase of withdrawal." The first elections have been held in Syria since the fall of Bashar al-Assad. In this, the people of the country have not cast their vote directly. Meanwhile, an electoral college or electoral council has been formed through their votes. This council will choose 2/3 of the members of the 210-seat parliament. However, the remaining members will be appointed by interim President Ahmed al-Sharaa. After 13 years of brutal civil war, longtime ruler Assad was ousted from power by a rebel group led by Sharaa 10 months ago. After that incident, a new government is being formed in the country for the first time. However, a large part of the voters consider this process of indirect elections to be undemocratic. A constitutional declaration was issued in Syria last March. It gives some guidelines for how the government led by al-Sharaa runs. The declaration emphasizes Islamic law. However, women's rights and freedom of expression are guaranteed.